You know, there's an article in the Wall Street Journal today by a guy named David Satter, who used to be a Russian-based newspaper correspondent. And he points out that Russian disinformation works like this. When they want to slander an American politician, they pretend to like him, right? Because we don't like the Russians, so they pretend to like him. When they want to support a politician, they pretend to hate him. That makes perfect sense. I mean, obviously, if Putin says, "Oh, I love this politician," we're going to all get suspicious of him. He knows that. He's not an idiot. He's a KGB guy. He knows how to manipulate people's minds. And it puts a new twist on the fact that a different twist on the fact that on Mueller's assertion that Putin was supporting Trump. And you have to remember this. Nobody ever brings this up except right here on this show. Nobody ever brings it up. Putin had no way of knowing that Trump had a chance of winning because nobody knew, right? He wasn't trying to get Trump to win the election. He was trying to make Hillary look bad. Because if Putin likes Hillary, who was going to be the next president, as far as he knew, as far as anybody knew, if Putin likes Hillary, Hillary must be bad. He was trying to sow dissent, okay? And here's what Satter writes. He says, the Trump-Russia affair did lasting damage to the U.S. For the first time, it became acceptable, even common, to accuse political opponents of treason. The media, Congress, and the intelligence services have all undermined themselves by repeating wild and unsubstantiated charges provided for them by Russian intelligence. It's the media who served Putin. It's the Democrats who served Putin. It's guys like John Brennan, because John Brennan was CIA. He knew the Russians did stuff like this, and he called Trump treasonous anyway. He served Putin. They all have. You know, I don't know if you remember, probably you don't, or if you've ever seen one of the Twilight Zone episodes about it's called something like The Monsters Have Come to Main Street. And it's like there's a power outage and everybody turns on each other and starts, attacking each other on grounds of bigotry and all kinds of different grounds. At the end, you realize that the Martians have come from outer space and caused this as an experiment on how they can turn Americans against each other. That is essentially what this Russian plot was. It was not a plot to get Trump elected. It was not a plot to get Trump elected. It was a plot to get the media to call each other, to get politicians to call the president treasonous, to get the media to continually attack the president of the United States. Can anybody doubt that Vladimir Putin is thrilled with what the Democrats are doing? Can anybody doubt that Vladimir Putin is watching CNN and thinking that I did it, I really succeeded with this time? Let's just go back for a minute, because Joe Biden is now the front runner on the Democrat side. Let's go back in time to when Joe Biden and Barack Obama were running against Mitt Romney on what Joe Biden thought about Russia.
Governor Romney's answer, I thought, was incredibly revealing. He acts like he thinks the Cold War is still on. Russia is still our major adversary. I don't know where he's been. I mean, we have disagreements with Russia, but they're united with us on Iran. The only way one of only two ways we're getting material into Afghanistan to our troops is through Russia. They are working closely with us. They've just said to Europe, if there is an oil shutdown in any way in the Gulf, they'll consider increasing oil supplies to Europe. This is not 1956.
What an idiot. What a stupid thing to say even then. Of course Russia supplies the oil. Russia is a petroleum dictatorship. They want Europe dependent on the oil. The worst thing that has happened to Vladimir Putin, the worst thing, is Trump taking the shackles off our energy industry, taking the shackles off the frackers, taking the regulatory shackles off energy. We are producing energy at a rate that is finally making us the energy producing country we should be. That's the worst thing that can happen to Vladimir Putin. His help with Iran, his help letting Obama take this incredible terrorist state and support it and dump money into the country. I mean, are you kidding me? These guys, this gangster has played the Obama administration like a piano and has played the media like a violin and is still playing the Democrats. It's really only Trump who's standing up against them, and let's hope he has the wherewithal to do it.